Hello, all benders and non-benders, and the day has finally come. Evil is on the menu. It is time to talk about the blessing that makes this game free, and the curse that means this free game is never truly free. That's right, we're talking about summoning, the backbone of the vast majority of free-to-play games, and that is no different here. We're going to talk about summoning, how to get your favorite 5-star characters, how to get the relics, and how to get the supports. Or maybe how to not get them, because good luck. Sometimes the rates are pretty rough. So we're going to get right into it here and talk about the different types of banners. So what are banners? Banners are these icons that you can summon on. Banners have different rates for different characters, depending on what type of banner it is and what characters are featured. Now, as far as banner types, we're first going to go into the guaranteed banners. These are the ones where you're guaranteed to get a particular something if you have one of those tickets. This one is probably one you're not going to see very often unless they are feeling very generous, is the guaranteed 5-star character summon banner. They gave out one of these at the very beginning of the game, which is what a lot of people use to re-roll their account until they rolled Gyatso, because Gyatso is very good. Sadly, I didn't realize that until later. If you notice here, 100% chance of 5 stars, and you have all of these 5 stars with a chance to get one of them. One ticket basically equals 1 5-star. If you actually manage to get 10 tickets at once, I'd be very impressed and a little terrified, because that would be that'd be kind of crazy. If you go down here a little bit, this ticket is guaranteed to grant you 1 4-star, 5-star support summon. So one of these animals, if you check here, you'll see it's a 5% chance at a 5-star, 95% chance at a 4-star. So more often than not, you're going to get a 4-star. A lot of the 4-stars are pretty good, but this is how you would get freebies on supports, and the relics follow the same rule, 5%, 95%. Here are all the relics. I'm going to reiterate what I have said in the past. Never spend resources, aside from these guaranteed tickets, never spend resources for 5-star relics and supports. It is not worth it. If you get a few, so you can get the duplicates, you can get the merges, and you can get that level cap up, then great, good job, you got lucky. You won the lottery, you got the good one, good for you. But never summon for it. That is a trap to really make you burn your resources. Next, we're going to talk about the event banner that uses these colorful tickets. Now, we'll get into the tickets here in a second, but there's 2 banners that currently use the colorful summon tickets. We have this one, which is the Tales of the Four Nations. This one does not have a end date on it. I don't know if it'll ever swap out, maybe for different themes, but this is basically kind of the basic catch-all banner. If you notice here, it actually is at a slightly under 5% 5-star rate, with the rest divided between the 4-star and the 3-star. And this has got a few very good 5 stars, as well as some 5-star supports and some 5-star relics. If we look down here, this one, I personally would not recommend summoning on this one, because it is sharing the pool with just so many 5 stars that the odds of you getting what you actually want are going to be slim. Now, I do want to take this time to talk about the pity rate. If you notice up here, it says there are 200 summons until a guaranteed featured character. Now, what does that mean? That means every 200 summons on this banner, specifically this banner, that's important to keep in mind. There's a different kind of pity that applies to something else that we'll get to in a second here. But on this banner, Every 200 summons gets you a featured character. Now, what is a featured character? One of these on the featured tab. So in this case, Avatar State Aang, Bending Master Katara, Earth Kingdom Toph, Commander Zhao, and Pirate Captain Giant. I'm sorry, I'm stupid. You'll notice that there are other items in this featured list. It's not going to be these guys. It's going to be one of the characters. Now, you can already see how you're going to already probably see a problem with this. This isn't even the full 5-star pool, and even if it was, it's only going to get one of them. Okay. And there's even all these other 5 stars. Each 5-star has a 0.15% rate. You are flipping a coin with almost 1,000 faces, and only one of those faces is going to turn up heads for you if there is a character in here you're trying to get to. If you didn't get Gyatso on a reroll, sorry, it's going to be a minute. So that's the Tales of the Four Nations banner. Like I said, I don't see a lot of good reason to summon on this unless you are just really down bad for a variety of characters, and even then, that's a special kind of desperation in my opinion. If we look up here though, this is the banner type you actually want to summon on. These are the event banners. This is like a standard banner. This is the event banner. This is the one you want to start paying attention to. In this case, it was Suki. The feature tab has only the one character, Suki. If I took this all the way to pity, Suki is what I would get. You will notice there is also her War Fan and the Unagi. You wouldn't get this from the pity rate, you would just get Suki. Looking at the rates, you have a much more impressive 1% rate as opposed to the 0.15% on the standard banner. And the 3% rate is divided up between Suki, the Unagi, and the War Fan. You'll notice there are no other 5 stars here. This banner is specifically for Suki. You have a much higher chance of getting Suki and a guaranteed chance if you end up going all the way to pity. But you're only going to get Suki. That said though, the event banners are probably where you want to go just because the percentage of getting the 5-star you want is just dramatically higher. And of course, it's got the 4 stars in here too, which is, fine and dandy. Next, we're actually going to talk about this. Now, with this being the first run of this type of powerful foe banner, I believe it's called powerful opponent banner. This one is interesting. If you look at the rates here, you've got the Dojo Master, and basically his best in slot relic, a 4-star Wanderer's Veil. If you look at the rates, you only have a 0.5% chance of getting the Dojo Master on a pull. Why is that the case? Well, because this banner only has a pity rate of 10. Only 10 summons is required to get him. So this one is interesting because you can only use the green tickets on him. It's a bit of an interesting situation with how he works. You'll always get him, and he actually has more than one pity rate is the thing. So if you were to have another 10 tickets, you could get a duplicate of him. But you have to use these green tickets. You can also buy the tickets in the shop with your nature stones, but that comes at a bit of a premium, unfortunately. That comes at 125 nature stones. There are plenty of tickets to get free to play though with your adventure points, so you can get one of these characters free to play pretty easily, which we will actually be doing later on in the episode here. Finally, I do want to talk about the Peace and Chaos banners. That is what these tickets are used for. Those are like the light and dark heroes of the game, the gods and monsters, whatever you want to call them. I don't know as much about those because I have never seen one before. However, they use these purple tickets and they use nature stones. And And if what I'm seeing is correct, at least back during the soft launch of the game, where the game had limited availability, the pity rate was up to 300, as opposed to the 200 of the event and standard banner. So that one, unless you get lucky, if it takes you all the way to pity, that's going to be highly resource intensive. So how do you actually summon on these banners? What resources do you need? How does it work? Well, I've been alluding to these tickets, but let's talk about them specifically. For the event and standard banner, they're going to use these colorful summon tickets. These are the most standard ones. These are the bread and butter of basic summoning. You'll use one of these for each one summon, or 10 for each 10 pull. Note that you do not get a discount when you do a 10 pull. It is the same price. So if you are really trying to just get the main character and stop and save as many resources as you can, it might actually be more ticket efficient. In fact, it definitely is, to just do them one at a time until you get the 5-star. That does take a lot more time though. But that's kind of the trap of it, is like, do you want to be resource efficient, or are you just trying to roll through this as fast as possible? Once you run out of tickets, the standard banner and the event banner will switch to using these nature stones. These nature stones are the most important currency of the game because they're used for the most things. You can use them in different items in the shop. You can use them to refill energy. I wouldn't do any of that personally. I would stay away from that and just use them on summoning. How much is the summoning cost? For the event and standard banner, it is 100 nature stones for one summon, making it 1,000 for 10 summons. That's important to keep in mind because if you're calculating pity, let's say you're at a fresh banner with 200 summons until a guaranteed character, if you want to go into it with a 100% chance of getting the character even on the worst of luck, you need 20,000 nature stones. Of course, gotta keep in mind, these summon tickets are worth 100 nature stones a pop, so you use that to kind of balance out the number. But in essence, you need 20,000 nature stones to get to pity on one standard or event banner. Keep in mind though, if what I said is true, other banners might not follow that. But for the event and standard banner, that's the rate. These tickets are a little bit harder to get. The only reason I even have so many is from the global launch freebies they gave out. This is for Peace Chaos banners, as I alluded to earlier. They're the pure light and pure dark factions of the game. If I'm remembering correctly, the characters in the game, even though they haven't been like released yet, they're in the code. I believe it's for Peace, it's a version of Aang that you actually play as in the tutorial. And then, if I'm remembering correctly, it's Princess Yue, I believe. And then for Chaos, you have Moonslayer Zhao, I believe he's referred to as, and the Book 3 version of Zuko. So kind of in that outfit. For Zuko, he actually counts as a Chaos character, which is pretty interesting. If I saw correctly, and if that's still the case, I don't know if that's changed, because like I said, that was during a soft launch of the game, and I just looked that up. The pity rate was at 300, so an additional 10,000 nature stones. It's still 100 nature stones per single summon, but if you're trying to get to pity to get a guaranteed character, those characters are clearly treated as premium. That'll run you an additional 10,000 nature stones if luck is not on your side. Now, finally, we're going to talk about these powerful opponent tickets. This banner only uses tickets. How do I know that? Well, because if you go to the shop here, you can buy these tickets. You can buy quite a lot of these tickets. But it's going to run you at a premium per summon. One ticket is 125 nature stones. You may notice that already. 25 stones more than a standard summon. That is not cheap for a summon. Now, it makes up for it by being ridiculously easy to hit pity. I personally, and I'm gonna say this kind of very broadly, when you're summoning for 5 stars, just get the one, in my personal opinion. If you can get your 1 5-star, stop and call it a day. Just, give a thumbs up, enjoy your good luck, and stop. Because you are not guaranteed to get a second one. And you might roll through it. I actually made the mistake a little bit on here. I actually got Suki, but spent a little bit extra trying to get the Inagi until I realized that that was a terrible investment. So my one piece of advice for these banners is to get 1 copy of the 5-star and stop. Now you might be thinking, what about duplicates? What about being able to rank up their skills? What if there's effects that they have that you like? First of all, I'm going to say that the effects are very rarely going to be crazy. It's mostly damage boosts, although you do every now and then get some effect increases, which can be pretty helpful, I'll grant you that. But let's say you want to get Suki here, you want to get her skills up. Well, if we're following my advice, that might seem difficult, except that there is a way to do it. If we look down to the summoning mileage, this is almost a secondary form of pity. When you get to 200 summons across all banners that apply, you get this little seed. Seed of Banyan Grove. Where do you use that seed? You go to the shop, go to summon, and go to resources. You can spend the seed here. Now you see a few options. You see the 4-star, 5-star support ticket, 4-star, 5-star relic ticket, and the guaranteed 5-star character. The guaranteed 5-star character is a trap. It takes 2, and keep in mind, we just looked at it, there's a lot of 5-stars to choose from, and not all of them are winners. This is a trap. Get this. Skill level token. You can get 2 per month. This can increase the skill level on its own of a 5-star character. Basically free. You don't need the duplicate. You don't need the luck. You can just do that. Now what we're going to do to finish this off, it'd be a little weird to do a summoning guide without doing a little bit of summoning. I'm not going to summon on Suki because I already have a Suki, but what we are going to do is we're going to do this guaranteed ticket I have. I only have the 1, but we're also going to do a 10 pull of the DOJO Master because I have his tickets. Something, little brief, a little addendum here. I've been saying him for DOJO Master. Some people actually told me that it's actually a her because of the weapon. It's not really clear, so I really should just call them just DOJO Master. But going into it here, first thing we're going to do is we're going to summon on this. You'll notice there's a nice little animation you get. That's going to show Aang. Now, it's all sunshiny here, which means I don't think I got a 5-star. But he's going to do his little thing here. And that is very loud. We're just going to skip that because that is loud. And we got the koala otter. That's cool. We got a guy. Look at him. Isn't he cute? So we got a 4-star support here. We did not get a 5-star, but that's okay. If you remember, I only had a 5% chance of getting a 5-star anyway, so this is not unexpected. Now, we're going to go into the Blade DOJO Master. We're going to use 10 tickets, and we're going to get a temple here. Now remember, we're guaranteed to get 1. The 10th one's going to be him. Her, them. I apologize, I'm really bad about that. But let's do this here. The animation is going to be a little bit different because it's guaranteed 5-star. I'm just going to skip it because it is very, very, very loud for me. And I don't know why. So there he is. There's the DOJO Master. Got an ice totem. We got a copy of his hat, which is pretty cool. Got an owl wolf. Got a lantern. An ember of courage. Assassin knife. Alarm horn. Bison whistle. And there we have it. That was a full 10 pull. We got a copy of him, and we got a copy of his hat, which is very, very cool. Everything else, though, you'll notice, was mostly 3 stars, with 1 4-star, or 2 4-stars actually mixed in here. But we got the 1 Dojo Master. I'm happy. I got what I was after. I'm good. You'll notice that 10 actually did apply to the summoning mileage here, and the pity has reset. I'm not going to summon any more in this banner because I have what I want. Like I said, that's what I would recommend for everybody to do. That said, if there was a character that you were just going nuts for, like let's say down the road Azula is released or something, and you just want to go whole hog, just, all summons to the princess, I get it. Lord knows I've done that before, where you just throw reason out the window and just go crazy. If that's what's fun for you, go for it. That's the number one thing of this game. Just make sure to have fun. And that's really it. That's the breakdown here. Whenever I do any summoning, I'll do a video specifically for that summoning. Fortunately, I do have a nice little pile of nature stones here, and especially event tickets I'm doing very well on. Peace and Chaos tickets, we're getting there. But hey, who knows? Maybe that YouTuber luck will kick in for me, and I'll get more characters that I want. Looking at this here, the end of the Suki banner is actually very close. So I do wonder if we're going to be getting a new banner very soon. We will find out. If we do, I will certainly cover it. Until then, hope you all have enjoyed. Hope that this makes this part of the game slightly less intimidating for you and lets you make good decisions when you're using your hard-earned resources. Because some of these resources can be pretty hard to come by, and even the ones that aren't hard to come by, you'll end up using a lot of them. But hope you all have enjoyed this guide, and we will see you in the next one. Have a good one.